I've never had much interest in watching sport. Playing, yes, watching, no, least of all football. But my indifference doesn't seem to be shared with much of the population for whom football borders on an obsession. But one aspect of sport does interest me, and that is when it intersects with society. And one such example is the current furore over the England women's football team. So unless you've been living in a cave for the past month or so, you can't but have noticed the Women's UEFA Cup has just finished. You can't possibly have not noticed because the BBC is promoting it like crazy, seemingly giving it at least equal billing to any men's football events. Congratulations to the England's women's 2-1 victory over Germany to secure the cup, by the way. But that's another story. Unfortunately for the BBC, that victory has clearly been soured. I wonder why. In an 8-0 pounding, the England team overwhelmed Norway to secure a place in the quarter-finals. Any fan of the team should have been overwhelmed with joy at such a victory. In particular, you'd expect the British Broadcasting Company to be full of congratulations. But no, there's a problem. The England team that night was all white, and presenter Ailey Barber couldn't wait to tell us about it.
It was an historic 8-goal victory for England last night as the Lionesses secured their place in the quarter-finals. But all starting 11 players and the 5 substitutes that came onto the pitch were all white. And that does point towards a lack of diversity in the women's game in England. And it's something that Alex Scott has been investigating.
I've come to the conclusion that for the BBC, they'd rather a diverse team lose than an all-white team win. Now this may seem a little hyperbolic, but diversity is an existential battle for the BBC. It transcends all else. All other priorities are rescinded. It's certainly much more important than kicking a ball around, even if those doing the kicking are women. But does the BBC have a point? Should the team be more diverse? Well, I can think of one reason why the roster should change, and that is if there are other players in the squad who are better than those selected to play, regardless of the colour of their skin. In short, selection should be entirely on merit, and an 8-0 victory seems pretty meritorious to me.